In today's video, we will be working with the Van Healy model, and we're going to figure out how to support and differentiate for students on different levels of the Van Healy model. So before we start with that, I'm going to explain the Van Healy model and the different levels and a couple other important characteristics that go along with that. I have the levels written here on a paper. So the Van Healy model, the first level is 0, and that's visualization. And in this level, students are able to say what things look like. Is a very common term used for students explaining something if they're on level 0. So something a student could say if they're level 0 in the Van Healy model would be, a circle looks like a pizza, because they're associating the visual with what they know. Level 1 is analysis, and this is when we move more into looking at characteristics of figures and their properties, but not too in depth and not necessarily correctly. So an example of something a student could say during level 1 analysis would be, a square has 4 equal sides and 4 equal angles. Or a square is not a rectangle because a rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. And that second example, although incorrect, you can see that they're still beginning to relate shapes in terms of their attributes and their properties. So the next level in the Van Healy model is level 2, and it's informal deduction. And this is when they start to see in-depth more relationships between properties of a class of shapes. So for example, they could say that a square is a rectangle because it has all the properties of a rectangle. And so they start using geometric definitions in this level and get more in depth with relationships between properties. The next level after informal deduction is level 3. This is deduction. It's usually reached in high school. And this is when they go even more in depth and they think about properties of shapes even more, and they can construct proofs at this level, not just memorize them. So an example of something that a student at level 3 deduction would say would be, a circle's radius is perpendicular to the tangent it intersects because. And so that's that level. And then the last level in the Van Healy model is level 4. This is rigor, and it's usually reached in the university or college level. So a couple important things we have to discuss when looking at the Van Healy model is that it is sequential, which just means we must go through the levels in order. So teaching, this is very important. You can't skip a level. You have to go through in order for students to understand. So advancement is the next key characteristic, and this just means that progress depends on the content, not the age of the student. So you could say that a child should be at a certain level in a certain grade or at a certain age, but that's incorrect. It doesn't go by age. It just goes by where they are according to the content that they know. And the final key property of the Van Healy model is mismatch, and this just means that you must master one level before moving to the next. So for example, if a student had not mastered level 0 visualization, they would not be able to move on to analysis. And so going back to it being sequential, you have to go in order, because once they memorize this, then they can memorize this, and so on. So the first level that we're going to look at today is level 0, visualization, and we're going to look at a way we could support a student at this level. And so this would be appropriate for probably kindergarten or first grade, and I have this worksheet that would be really good for someone at a level 0. It says, how many squares can you find? And so something like this would be good because we're saying what it looks like. So for example, a student could say, if they were at level 0 visualization, a square looks like this, and they might draw it with their finger. Or another example would be, a square looks like a window. So if given this worksheet, a way to support them would be having them find the shapes, and they could say, a square looks like a window. So I would have them outline the shape with a color so that I know they found it. So like I said, we're looking at visualization. So what does it look like? And if they can identify shapes in drawings or pictures. So we'll go for another example on this worksheet. And a student could say, if they were at level 0, a square looks like a present, because that's something they're usually familiar with. So I would have them outline the present. And as you can see, there are many examples of squares on here. They could have said, a square looks like a picture frame. They could have found all 4 different squares on here because they know what they look like visually. So that would be a good activity to support a learner that's at level 0 for visualization. So the next supporting activity we're going to look at is for level 1, analysis. And there are a lot of different activities you can do to support level 1, but the one I'm going to focus on is sorting and resorting shapes based on one attribute. So I have this pile of shapes here, and we're going to look at how we can sort them. So I would give these to a level 1 student and have them sort them and maybe name some key attributes. So the first way I'm going to sort these, or I would have the student sort these, would be, I'm looking at these shapes and I see that a couple of them have 3 sides. So I'm going to sort them by shapes that have 3 sides and shapes that do not. I think that's all of them. So here I have triangles and non-triangles, and a level 1 student might say that these are triangles because they have 3 sides. So they've sorted them by one characteristic, which would be that the shape has 3 sides. So to continue with this exercise and give them more support, you can have them resort the shapes according to another characteristic. We're still just looking for one characteristic, and first or second grade should be able to do this because they're working on classifying and sorting shapes at that age. So continuing with this exercise, we would resort them. So I would have them mix them back up. And we're going to look at a new characteristic. So I could say, or the student could say, I'm going to sort them by shapes that have 4 sides. So let's go ahead and sort those. So to further support them, I had them resort and do it by another characteristic. So we're just looking at one characteristic. A level 1 student could say that they sorted them by shapes with 4 sides and shapes with more or less than 4 sides. And a generalization they could make at this level would be that a quadrilateral has 4 sides.